천자문,
千字文
千字文
In this lesson, we will look at characters 521 through 528 of the 1,000 character classic, the 1,500-year-old Chinese classic in which no characters are repeated. They planned great deeds and brought them to fruition.
책공무실,
策功茂実
策功茂实
Engraved forever in stone inscriptions.
륵비강명,
録碑刻銘
勒碑刻铭
Let's look at line 131. I'll offer an English translation character by character. Scheme, plan. Merit, achievement. Flourishing, lush. Fruit, genuine. Together they can be translated as they planned great deeds and brought them to fruition.
책공무실,
策功茂実
策功茂实
On to line 132. Character by character. Engrave, force. Steely, monument. Carve. Inscription. Together they can be translated as engraved forever in stone inscriptions.
륵비강명,
録碑刻銘
勒碑刻铭
Let's look at a few radicals or components. First of all, for a common theme among these characters, consider the power radical, which appears twice here. Also, there is the knife radical, which has a stroke in common with the power radical. Of course, it takes power to reach your goals, and also takes power and a blade to engrave something in stone. So now take a quick look at each character, which will hopefully help us remember the meaning. Let's start with 521. The bamboo radical on the top could represent the material needed for writing, as bamboo was used for documents before paper was invented. It could also refer to the brush. In 522, we have the work craft component on the left and power on the right. You need to work with strength to accomplish something. In 523, the plant radical is on top. The lower part component is the fifth of the 10 heavenly stems. It appears as a component in characters related to vigor and prospering. So imagine plants prospering, and you'll get the meaning of lush. In 524, the roof radical is on top, and the inside or lower component can mean pierce or penetrate when on its own. So picture yourself bringing fruit inside a home and then slicing it with a knife. On to 525. The left side means leather or bridle, as in the horse strap. The right side is strength or power. Tightening a bridle leaves an impression, so you can see that connection with engrave. So on to 526. The stone radical on the left impacts the meaning. The right side is here for phonetic purposes. In 527, the right component is the radical for knife, so that helps remind one of the carve meaning. The left side component represents boar, which is one of the 12 earthly branches. Finally, 528 is metal on the left, name on the right, so it's clear how you get the inscription meaning out of this. Literally, you can imagine inscribing a name in metal. Based on the 8 characters of these 2 lines, I've come up with a word list. I've tried to select words that are common and relevant to Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. Now you hear the words spoken in each language. Tactics, trick.
책략,
策略
策略
Policy.
정책,
政策
政策
success,
성공,
成功、
成功、
contribution, meritorious deed,
공로,
功労、
功劳、
fact,
사실,
事実、
事实、
stone monument,
비석,
奇跡、
碑石、
appointed time,
시각,
時刻、
时刻、
serious, grave,
심각,
深刻、
深刻、
motto, maxim,
좌우명,
座右銘、
座右铭。
Have a look one more time at the words of this lesson. See which ones you remember. Okay, let's move on. Now take one more look at each of the characters and offer a few additional notes. I'll also give each character a rating. A rating of 5 suggests the character is common and essential. A rating of 1 suggests the character could be obsolete. So first let me mention something called the 8 Principles of Yang. Yang means eternity, but from a Chinese calligrapher's perspective, it contains all 8 essential strokes of regular script calligraphy. So this character basically contains a calligraphy lesson within it. Each of the 8 strokes has a name, and 2 of those strokes are referenced right here. Character 521 refers to the force of a horse whip. So that refers to a stroke that is flicked up and backwards from left to right. Character 525 means bridle, as in the strap, and refers to the left to right straight horizontal stroke with reference to the powerful motion of tightening a horse's bridle. So the meaning of these lines doesn't refer to calligraphy, but considering that the 8 Principles of Yang and the 1,000 character classic come from the same time period, I think the formation of one must have influenced the other. So let's look again at 521. In ancient times, Chinese imperial exams had these strategic questions, which required the test taker to write an essay commenting on political matters and interpretations of quotations. And to this day, test-taking textbooks with strategies for exam responses might include this character in the title, as it appears in the word response strategy. So on to 522. The main thing I want to note about this character is that the world-famous martial art, Kung Fu, uses this character in its name. On to 523. This character is not at all common, but apparently it can appear in names. There's a place name in Guangdong province of China. Also, a Japanese verb uses this character. That verb is shigeru, meaning to grow thickly. So on to 524. It's interesting that this appears in words related to truth and fruit, as if suggesting truth comes in the actualization or fruition of something. There's another character that literally means fruit. You see it here. So a common word for fruit in Chinese and Korean is this. This character is quite a rare character. It's not really used in common words, but it is used in a transliteration of foreign words into Chinese. Take, for example, LeBron James, Oregon, Helen Keller, Roger Federer. All of those names could include this character when put into Chinese or Mandarin. This refers to steely. And looking this up, I found this place called the Forest of Steely, a museum with hundreds of engraved standing stone tablets. Will be nice to go there someday. Then we have 527, which means carve. So in modern Chinese, the word you see on the screen here means hardworking. And the right side character there means bitter. So literally hardworking means engraving bitterness. As this character means engraving, it appears in the term used for the art of seal carving. And this one appears in the expression you see on the screen here, which means engraved in the heart, symbolizing lasting memory. That's a wrap for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll look at lines 133 and 134, which mention two legendary and supportive ministers.
천자문,
센지문,
千字文,
As always, I remind you that I make these videos partly for my own study purposes. My skills are not advanced in these languages, so it's quite likely I've made some mistakes or forgotten something obvious. The goal of this channel is to make a video for each line of the 1000 character classic while using this classic as a lens to explore language study methods and connections between the Chinese, Japanese, and Korean languages. I wish you happy and productive language studies.